Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Restore and Respond, and I am back with another video. In this video, we're actually going to be finally cleaning. The video should be coming out a little bit later than I wanted it to, but I got a pretty cool video for you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what we're going to be cleaning today. All right, so for this video, we have a green Donkey Kong N64 box, a little bit damaged on the side, but overall, it's kind of crazy that we have it actually in the box. So we actually have, of course, the box. I don't believe this one came with the game, but we do actually have the manual for the game, of course. Let's see if I can move this box right here. All right. So we can see right here, we got the instruction booklet. We got this green controller, which we can already see that's probably going to need to be replaced. Super, super, super loose. We got the cords. We will test these cords. I also have new cords just in case these ones do not work. And then we have our green N64. So super cool. So yeah, let's go ahead and pop all this out and let's see if this will work. All right, so go ahead and grab the N64, the Mario Kart 64. Let's plug it into here. All right, and let's see if this one will power on. We got the red light. Uh-oh. Let's try this power this one on again. We are getting no signal. So let's go ahead and open this one up and see what is wrong with it. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this controller back up really quick. I'm not too worried about this guy because we can see it's just gonna really come around. So we'll have to replace that anyways. So let's go ahead and set this down here. Now let's see if we can figure out what is wrong with this guy. So let's go ahead and open this one up. Make sure we have the right one. Yep. Let's go ahead and grab this. All right, let's go ahead and get this guy opened up so we can try to figure out what is wrong with it. So I actually did have this console donated to me to repair. I was told that, ooh, that whole thing comes out. Okay. I was told that the issue with it was that it was not, we had some controller issues possibly, but I'm getting no power. So that could be the cords that I have, but I did go ahead and check it from my other cord, and I also had nothing. So I'm not really too sure what it could be. So we are just gonna go. Ooh, okay. We're just gonna go ahead and open this guy up and try to figure out what is wrong with it. All right, now that we have those screws out, let us pop this thing open. Am I missing a screw? No, okay. Let's try this again. There we go. Let's say I don't think I'm missing a screw. Got a free hair in there. I mean, the shell's a little dirty. We will go ahead and get that a clean. Yeah, it definitely looks a little grimy in here. The pins they don't look awful. But they do look a little bit dirty, so we will give that a clean as well. And then just in case, we will take this apart and see if there's anything under this that we can try to clean and fix. Hey guys, I went ahead and skipped the part of me taking out the screws, as some of these screws were really rusted and just absolutely stuck on there. So I went ahead and skipped this part, and I will show you me having them off now. Okay. So now that we got all those screws removed, we can take this plate off. By the way, this took longer than I was hoping to. This screw right here in particular did not want to come off at all. Neither did this one, but this one is now out now. Those screws did not want to come out at all and took absolutely forever. Now this thing is going to want to come out for me. We'll move this. And yeah, the shell really does not look that bad. It'll just need a regular clean. So super thankful for that. Let's go ahead and move this shell out of the way. All right, let's see what is wrong with this actual board here. So now let's see if we can very carefully lift this off. I feel like I'm missing a screw based on the resistance this is wanting to give me. But I don't know for sure. Okay, we're gonna take this piece off. We're gonna try to wiggle this up. There we go. I'll say they built these things extremely tough to get into. So, okay. Finally, we can actually finally see the board. We have a little bit of grime. This is what's concerning me. I don't know how well this picked up on camera. It's almost like a liquid got in here. Just based on the look of that, I'm not really too sure. It feels a lot smoother than the rest of the metal. So we will attempt, I guess, clean that up. So yeah, hopefully. See, I'm gonna grab the rest of this off. There we go. See, check the bottom. Yeah, I mean, it's really not that dirty. We'll just give it some rubbing alcohol clean. Try to clean that up, and hopefully we can see all of the different debris that's coming off of this thing. We'll go ahead and give it some rubbing alcohol, and we will see how it ends up coming out. Okay, let's go ahead and try to get in here and clean off this motherboard. Now that we have just some of the base of the motherboard cleaned off, let's see, double check the bottom here. I don't really see anything on the bottom that is giving me any real concern. We will go ahead and clean up these actual pins though, as I feel like the pins are a big part of our issue here. So let's actually try to get in here and clean those pins up. Typically, it is probably the best to use some deoxit. I don't have any deoxit on me right now, so we're going to see if we can get by just by cleaning them this way. Okay, now that we actually have those pins cleaned up, let's go ahead and clean up some of this outside of the controller port. All right, I'm not too sure how it's coming off on camera, but it is a lot cleaner now. I should be able to actually get in here and check. Yeah, let me check this too. Yeah, seems to be perfectly fine. Reset button seems to be feeling great. So let's go ahead and try to put this thing back together a little bit and test a game in there again. All right, let's go ahead and get this piece back in here. Make sure that lines up. right. Got that piece back on. And then grab our piece right here. Lines back up with the pins. Make sure that is all pushed down correctly. Okay, now that that's all pushed down correctly, let's go ahead and grab this piece. Actually, while we're at it, let's go ahead and give this little top piece a clean here, just to make it look a little bit nicer. There we go. Here, that snap back into place. And then I guess I probably should have done this the other way around. Oh, there we go. Okay. Is that right?
No.
Okay, I think pretty sure that's right.
No.
Okay. I'm pretty sure we have that back lined up, so let's go ahead and grab this bottom piece of the shell. Then let's go ahead and move this to the side actually really quickly. We can just give this inside a good little clean. Hopefully give it a little bit more of a shine. So I actually did want to talk about, as I'm going to go ahead and clean this inside part. So the way this got donated to me is my girlfriend Molly, which you guys saw in my unboxing video, her brother also gets great deals. Of course, a lot of his stuff is working, but some of it is unworking, is not working, kind of like this one. And we actually got this. I was there when we got it. It was at a garage sale. I will go ahead and pop a video up now. Not a video, but a picture up now of the picture of when we got this. Super crazy deal. We were out at a cabin, and the guy kept on, we kept on being told to come back. Like, we have some N64 stuff, possibly some PlayStation stuff. And so, we were on vacation, so we weren't too overly worried about it. But we were waiting to see if there was going to be something crazy, because, I mean, why wouldn't you want to grab something kind of crazy, especially when you're on vacation, just as a casual pickup. And this guy ended up he pulled this out first. He was like, I know how much this is kind of worth. So it's probably gonna be a little bit expensive, but I'm curious to see what your number is. And he also brought out a bunch of boxes, as you guys can kind of see, of complete in box games. I mean, one of them I believe was Conker's Bad Fur Day, which is a crazy game. And he had, I believe it was Zelda in there. Just absolutely clean, crazy games to have complete in box, and it was just a really cool kind of experience. And like I said, this is one of the consoles that was in that bundle, and so we obviously had to hop onto it because I mean it's a green and 64, the Donkey Kong one. It did kind of suck that there was no manual, or not manual but game, but I mean that's fine. The console, I would say, is kind of the more important part. You can get the game whenever and wherever. So this is definitely the cooler part of this bundle, was getting this. So I'm super excited that we were able to pick this up. You can see just how dirty that inside is. I mean, it is by the vent, so it does make some sense here. We'll move on to another Q-tip. Yeah, just a really crazy deal to actually be able to pick this guy up. And I can't remember how much we got it for, but I know that it was well under how much it all went for. I think we might have gotten it for like 500. We also got some PlayStations in there and some other games as well. But this was obviously the main part of that deal. since this might take a little bit, I'll probably go ahead and speed the rest of this up now that I am done talking about that. So yeah, enjoy this montage. All right, so I actually don't remember where we left off yesterday. We had to take a little bit of a break, so we're now back to day 2, hence the different attire, appearance, whatever. So I know we had this taken apart. We don't have the screws back on it yet. And I know we got this clean for the most part. I am going to go ahead and throw these out because these are all extremely disgusting. And we are going to actually, we're gonna finish cleaning this. It's still kind of dirty. I feel like it's actually kind of helped a little bit that we had some time to let this dry fully, which doesn't take very long to let it dry anyways, but just some extra time so we can really look at this thing and see the gunk inside of it. Now it's mostly just dust, some dirt and grime, but we can really see where it's at now. To comparison to yesterday, we were where I was just trying to really get it done. I will say this console is probably not the dirtiest console I've had, but it's definitely got quite a bit of grime in it. So I will have to really scrub this thing down, and we will probably I'll probably let you guys go back into a montage until I can get this thing fully finished, cleaned out. So that will start now. All right, now that we got this bottom piece pretty well cleaned up, we can actually take this piece, which actually does need a little bit of something to really get it clean. We just got a lot of dust in here. Move this over really quick. Yeah, we can really see all that grime wanting to come out of this thing now. I'm not too worried about getting the dirt out initially. That's why I'm going a lot quicker, because the goal for the first Q-tip really here is to just get this all loosened up. Yeah, we can see just how absolutely just disgusting that came out. And a lot of this, might be the case of, I know a lot of you probably don't care about this part, and you're like, well, this doesn't really help necessarily the operational part, so why are we so worried about this? Well, because it just makes it look nicer in general, even if it's things you can't see. Or this thing, it is kind of see-through. You can't necessarily see this part, but to me, it's just the overall concept of if I'm gonna do something, I might as well go all the way through with it and make sure that everything is actually fully cleaned to the best of my ability. Yeah, we can just see how much of this stuff is coming out, and all of the smear marks of from where the dirt was. These things, this thing was pretty dirty. All right, this thing should be, once I get this little piece off here, this thing should be all clean now. You can see how shiny that is again. Nothing really on the bottom because this was actually on the surface, so nothing's really coming off on there. So now we can take our motherboard and we can move it back over here. And then we can take this piece, make sure, yeah, we take this piece and slide this back in right under here. Make sure that is all lined up perfectly. It looks like it is. Now for the really fun part, and for me, and what you guys will see extremely sped up. So now we're going to be able to get these screws back in. All right, now that we have this piece in, now we can take this, take it very carefully, and take our bottom piece, and we should be able to get this piece right here. Try to line this back up with where it was originally. Should be right around here. And maybe we can see that these are lining up. This is lined up. And everything appears to be all lined up like it was. So now we can start taking these screws, and I will go ahead and speed this part up for you guys, but we're going to start taking these screws and getting them back into the place that they were originally. All right, now that we have this completely screwed back in, let's go ahead and get this top piece back on. Actually, before we do that, let's clean it. I'll have to clean it up real quick. This part does not seem nearly as bad as the bottom piece was, but still want to get it all cleaned up. Especially where the plastic meets right here on the edges. now that we have that bottom piece cleaned, we will end up cleaning this top part at some point, but I want to make sure that we have this thing in working condition again before we really get to that point. So let's go ahead and grab this. Try to line this back up. I think everything is lined up. I just gotta get it down. Well, I think we had everything lined back up. Might make it easier on me if I go ahead and take this jumper pack out. There we go. Okay, then let's get this thing flip back over and we will go ahead and get these screws back in it. Now we can see that it looks like we have two missing screws here. I'm not really too sure why we have missing screws. I believe those were missing before and I just didn't notice. But yeah, for some reason we do have those two missing screws. We have the missing screw inside as well, like we showed. But yeah, let's get this thing plugged back in and see if we can get this thing turned back on. All right, now that we got to put it back together, let's go ahead and check and see if this one will turn on now. We do have the red light down here. Nothing. Let's try it one more time. Okay, and we're still getting no signal, so let's try to fix this now. All right, so we are going to try a method of fixing this thing without taking it apart again. We have a glasses cleaner or a microfiber towel. Then we have a Chipotle gift card. If you guys want to do this at home and this actually works, then you can choose any gift card of your choice. And then we need a Q-tip. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take this microfiber towel. We're going to take the gift card. And we're going to fold this over. And you could probably do, well, maybe. Let's move this really quick. Let's lay this out flat. You're going to take the gift card. You're going to fold it over. And I'm going to fold this over again just to make it as flat as possible. Well, maybe not. It's really fighting me here. Okay. Really get to fold this all nice and neat. There we go. Okay. Then we're going to take a Q-tip like we have. We're going to get this wet in some rubbing alcohol. Don't worry about drying it off like I usually do. We're just going to get this all wet with rubbing alcohol. We're just going to get this all wet. Make sure it's all covered. I don't mind it getting just absolutely drenched. Okay. Now, we're going to take it. We are going to insert it into the game slot. And we're going to push down, maybe. And we are going to just push down and then lift up. And we're going to push down and then lift up. And we're just going to keep on going up and down with it. Don't worry about going side to side. And actually, I would avoid going side to side to prevent any damage. And yeah, you're just going to basically try to clean each one of these pins to try to get any dirt and debris out of here. We're actually getting some hair, it looks like, out of here. There's different dirt. I'm just gonna keep on going across. Make sure all these pins are as clean as I can get them. So it doesn't look too dirty. There's a little bit of marks, but I will say the inside does actually look a little bit cleaner now. So let's try this one more time. Okay, so now we have the game back in there. We have our controller plugged in. Let's try this one more time. Okay. All right, there we go. So just took some rubbing alcohol, microfiber towel, preferably one that does not leave like lint, whatever. Then a gift card and a Q-tip. So and it looks like it loads right up. We're able to actually play it. The joystick is not working, which not surprising based on how nasty the thing is and how loose it was. But yeah, I mean everything looks like it's working. Um, yeah, I think everything is working. So now we just got to take this controller apart, give it a nice little clean. Also, we will clean this top just really quickly, and then give this a clean, and everything should be working. Okay, now we have the super crusty N64 controller. This thing is going to need. I just had to grab a paper towel because I had to throw away the old one. So now we're going to just have to take. I'm just gonna take this thing apart. I'm not even gonna skip around with it. I'm just gonna have to take it apart. And yeah, I mean we can see. I've never even seen that before. We can see that. Hopefully that can show up for you guys. I mean that is literally a ring of just grime. There's multiples of them. It's literally just a ring of grime that's preventing me from getting to the screw. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm actually going to have to clean it before those, so that way I can actually get to the screw. I mean, that's literally like, it was like dirt almost, like caked on dirt. This controller has a massive earwax problem. This is like cleaning someone's like crusty ears, dude. It's probably gross, but oh well. I don't even know. I only thing I can literally think of is dirt or like clay. I mean, that's pretty gross. So let's see if we can find a screwdriver, the right screwdriver. I think this one should work for it. Let's see. Yeah, it will. Okay. So let's go ahead and get these screws out of this thing. All right. So now we have that apart. We can open this up. Hopefully open this up. There we go. Oh yeah, that is. I have cleaned a couple N64 controllers in my day. I mean, we can see all the stuff coming out of it. I've cleaned a couple controllers in my day, especially N64. This is by far the worst one I have ever seen. Ever. Oh, we got a nice little fresh hair there. Yeah. So let's get started. We'll actually use the two Q-tips. I don't really. Molly was a brave soul in last video to just touch the wild hair. But I don't really feel like doing all that. So anyways, okay. So let's just go ahead and take these out. We'll go ahead and probably throw these in a little bath. Actually, no, they don't need a bath. They're not as bad as I thought they were going to be. So let's go ahead and give a nice little cleanup to this. We will go ahead and pop that button out and replace the Joy-Con as well, just because it is really loose. So I mean, that is just caked on there. I don't know how many of you out there watching this have played a sport, particularly with cleats in the rain. This is like when you play you play the sport in the rain and practice game whatever, and you get back and then you leave your cleats out to dry, and then you have to get all of the dried mud out of them. That's kind of what this is like. I mean, this almost I might have to take all of this out and just let it soak, because I mean, this is absolutely awful. Yeah, we might honestly just have to let this soak. Same thing with this end, because I mean, it same exact issue. We might just have to go ahead and let this soak. So we will go ahead and pop all of this out. That way we can actually do that. Then let's go ahead and pop this out so we can go ahead and when we do first off get this out, but then we have that option to go ahead and swap out that old existing button. Okay, so I will show you guys how, well, I guess not how, I'll just show you guys how I put these in a bath and the process of it. All right, so to start off with, we're gonna have to take our hot water, and then we're gonna put some dish soap in there. It can be any kind. We just have the spray bottle for this one. And then once you get that, you're gonna take a toothbrush. I like to use a toothbrush that I clean with. You're just gonna stir up the water, try to get that all of the dish soap all stirred up. And then once we get it all stirred up, we are then good to go ahead and add our shells. And once you put your shells in here, make sure they're fully submerged. There should be nothing hanging above the water. And then we can also see that I'm going to go ahead and add in these buttons too, as these ones I felt like were too crusty. Okay, as we wait for those to soak, we are going to go ahead and take, and clean these up. Okay, let's go ahead and get this part off real quick. Just gotta take this up here. Now we just gotta pull this apart. There we go. All right, now we have that old piece out. Let's go ahead and grab our new one. This one's gonna be from XY8B. I typically use a lot of XY8B parts when I do have the opportunity, just because I feel like they usually are pretty good parts. All right, we have our new one, so much cleaner, and look at that. So much better than this one. That's awful. Let's get this new one in here. So all we have to do to get this new one in here is we got to take this around. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Okay. Bring this around here. Try to get this line back up somewhat. There we go. Okay. Those should now be fully connected. And this one is nice because it actually does have this little lip up here, which is extremely helpful to actually get this back off later if it did ever need to be replaced again. And then we got to take this and then line this piece up, and then we should be able to push it down. All right, so now we have everything replaced on the controller part. We just actually have to take this and clean it out. We can see all that stuff and they're floating around. I wish I did not have to put my, ooh, there it is. I wish I didn't have to put my hand in this, but there's only one way to get it out. So let's go ahead and take this. And I mean, it still is pretty dirty, but it looks a lot better than it did. We're just gonna take this toothbrush and really try to get in here. We're gonna do it above the water too. That way I can just dump the water out after. All right, we should be pretty good now, at least for the actual shell. I mean, the shell looks so much better just by doing that. So much better. So that is extremely beneficial. Now let's grab all these little buttons out. We shouldn't really have to give them too much of a scrub. A lot of this stuff should just come straight off now. And all these buttons are looking so much better now. So let's go ahead and let these dry, and we can go ahead and put this controller back together. All right, now that we have all of our parts dry, we can go ahead and put this thing back together. And yeah, I'll go ahead and speed this up for you guys. That way you guys want to sit through it again. All right, now that we have our green controller completely done, look at that stick, so much better. All the buttons feel so much better in here. And so now we should actually be able to put this thing almost back together, except we do have to go ahead and clean this top finally, since we did not clean the top earlier. All right, guys. Camera died at the very end there, so you guys didn't get to see the very end of me cleaning this very top, but you can see how much cleaner this thing is. Super clean now. Looks great, actually. Forgot about the logo. Okay, now it's super clean. Looks great. Controller looks absolutely fantastic. I know where I did this, but just so much better. Looks so great compared to what it did. And yeah, I'll go ahead and show you guys it playing Mario Kart. And I appreciate you guys for watching. And have a good rest of your night or day or whatever. See ya.